that was a close one, huh, Mia? Really? Oh, too bad. I'm sorry I missed it. Maya! So, what happened? Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea who did it. Now all I need is a motive and proof. Wow, good going, Nick! Under the initial trial system, tomorrow is the last day we have. Initial trial? What's that? That's the new court system they introduced 2 or 3 years ago. They had so many cases in the system they decided to speed the whole process up. So under that system, trials have to end in 3 days? Yeah, pretty much. Well, we've no time to waste. What's up, everyone? This is El Destroyer 229, and welcome back to Let's Play Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Last time, we discovered quite a few new interesting developments in the case. We learned that it was not the evil magistrate who was felled in this trial, but the Steel Samurai, which raises a ton of other questions. We have proof that, for some reason, Jack Hammer stole the Steel Samurai outfit while he drugged Will Powers. And we also know that the murder actually took place outside of Studio 2, not inside of Studio 1, where the body was found. The problem is, we still don't know who did it, why they did it, and more importantly, why Jack Hammer did all that with the Steel Samurai costume to begin with. In this episode, we are off for some more investigation, the final day of investigation that we have. I mean, we can talk to Maya about a few of these things. Maybe she has some idea of what's going on? I don't get it, Maya. Why would Mr. Hammer steal the Steel Samurai costume? What? You mean Mr. Hammer was wearing the costume? Yeah, but Mr. Hammer was the victim, Nick. Why would he go through the trouble of stealing it? That's what we have to find out. Great, so that just gets Maya up to date. What happened with the director's testimony? Well, it's pretty clear that the producer and the director were both in the trailer. Huh? Which means that the killer has to be one of them. Really? Why? Because the real scene of the crime was Studio 2, where the trailer was. What? Huh. Was Maya always this excitable? Yes, she was. Anyway, no, it's mostly just getting everyone just caught up to date. I guess we could go to the detention center and talk to Powers. Mr. Wright, you did very well again today. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Could you not look like you're about to burst into tears? Wow, Nick, you must have really wowed them in there. And could you wipe that grin off your face? Hey, WP, only 1 day left. Let's make it count. Yes, though there's not really anything I can do to help. I'm not really sure what I can do either. Please, this is no laughing matter. I guess we could get a little bit more background information. Could you tell me more about Miss Vasquez? Oh, the producer. Well, she's well respected in the industry. They say she's a genius. A genius? She's been at Global Studios for 5 years now. Right or wrong, nobody dares tell her different these days. Why is that? Ever since she came on board, we've had nothing but hits. Global Studios was on its knees, but she picked it up and made it shine. Oh, and what? Nothing. Forget it. I've only heard rumors anyhow. Huh, that makes things very interesting. I alluded that these two had a bit of a stronger alibi, and maybe there was someone else in the trailer. Maybe that's not as a good assumption as I should have made. Can you tell me anything about Mr. Manila? Oh, he used to be a minor straight-to-video director. But something in his work caught Vasquez's eye. She brought the Steel Samurai idea to him. Now everyone knows the name Salmonella. I hear he's pretty much at her beck and call, though. Whenever she says jump, he asks how high and all that. I can imagine him being at her beck and call, though I can't imagine him jumping. And about the victim? I was wondering about Mr. Hammer. He was a big star back in the day, right? But then he just dropped off the face of the earth. Oh, yes, you're right. In fact, he was my role model when I started in this business. But he just stopped taking on big roles. That's when he began appearing in little productions at Global. How could he do that? I was really looking forward to a sequel to Samurai Summer. He just gave up being a star 5 years ago. Actually, now that I think about it, that was right when Miss Vasquez came to Global. 5 years ago. Huh. So Mr. Hammer's fall from grace happened at the same time that Vasquez took over. So maybe it was on her orders that Jack Hammer was to be basically demoted. I'm starting to see a bit more of a motive coming through, but that's still a lot of conjecture. Oh, jeez. I hate doing her voice. The old windbag sure is quiet today. You know, this place is really peaceful like this. Nick, I think her guard's down. Yeah? I bet we could even eat those donuts in the guard station if we wanted. You eat, you die. She's alive. Well, that's one way to get her attention. Well, I guess we can get more background info. I was wondering about Dee Vasquez, the producer. Oh, the studio bigwigs love her. So she always gets her way. She seems bitter. Do you not like the producer? Look, the studio people don't want me talking about her, so sorry. Okay, well, that seems like a big, well, duh moment. Can I ask you about Salmonella, the director? Sal? He's soft. He's a pushover. Does whatever Vasquez tells him to. Treats him like dirt, but I think he likes it. Huh? Why would anyone like being treated like dirt? That doesn't make any sense, does it, Nick? No. No, it doesn't, Maya. Some people are into some questionable things, Maya. The more innocent you are, the better. About Mr. Hammer. I heard about what you said today, cheeky whippersnapper. Poor old Hammer. You drag his star down from the sky and stomp on it. Calling him a criminal, a thief. I won't forget this. Oh, she's really pissed this time. You listen to me, whippersnapper. My poor old Hammer would never do such a thing. Why would he steal Powers' costume so he could sneak by me? He would never stoop so low. It's impossible. Okay, well, before she completely just has an aneurysm, let's just move on over to the employee area. I guess they're not filming today either. I didn't want to see them filming, just one time. This trial will be over and done by tomorrow. You can come see the film later. I guess. This is where you found the bottle of sleeping pills, right? Uh-huh. I wonder if there are any other clues lying around. Yeah! No, 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 no! No touching! Ah! Oh! Oh, sorry, pal. Didn't mean to frighten ya. Didn't mean? I almost had a heart attack! I guess I can be a little dramatique at times. I suppose it's the actor in me. Dramatique indeed. Anyway, I'm here to examine the blade on that table. Wait, are you looking for sleeping pills? Yeah, pal. Traces thereof. Ah. Well, I guess that we did give them the pill bottle, so they're gonna try to find some fingerprints on it. So you're looking for traces of sleeping pills. How? For a thorough examination, gotta take the plate back to the precinct. But I have the capabilities to make a cursory examination right here. Our science guy gave me some testing solution. This reacts to these sleeping pills, see? There's traces, it'll change color. Wow, neat! Well, Detective Gumshoe, what are you waiting for? Now, everything in due time, pal. Oh, testing solution on the plate changed color, alright. So the food on this plate had been laced with sleeping pills. Looks like it. Interesting. Okay. So we definitely have more evidence that it was indeed Hammer that drugged Powers. Or at the very least that there were sleeping pills in the steak. Which would be kind of weird if Powers basically did that and wouldn't tell us that he's on any sort of medication. How goes your investigation? To tell the truth, it's a real mess, pal. Some people think we should pursue the case we already have against Powers. And some people think we should switch suspects. What do you think, Detective Gumshoe? Well, pal, I hate to admit it, but I'm not sure I buy the case against Mr. Powers anymore. I feel kind of bad for Mr. Edgeworth, though. Why? How's Edgeworth doing, anyway? Mr. Edgeworth is out of control. Was in the waiting room and he crushed his paper cup with hot coffee in it. Whoa. Talk about burns, pal. Wow, the fury of Edgeworth. Yeah, crushing paper cups. Cups, bottles. See, whatever happened with that empty bottle? Oh, and a bottle of sleeping pills? Well, I got some good news for you about that. They found the victim Jack Hammer's prints on the bottle. Ooh, perfect! So that means... Yep. Sounds like the one who put Powers to sleep was none other than the victim. So I was right! Okay, cool. Bears Jack Hammer's fingerprints. That will be very good to have for the future. Is there anyone in the dressing room? No! Oh, hello! What are you doing here? Oh, I was just cleaning up the dressing room. I guess WP won't be using it anymore, so... Well, what? Why? But WP's innocent! Yes, and I'm really grateful for all you've done, but... This week is the last episode of The Steel Samurai. What? No! Well, yeah, it's kind of hard to continue on if the leading antagonist is dead. And also your leading protagonist is gonna have a bad reputation, even if he's found innocent. So, yeah, it doesn't surprise me one bit. I was wondering if I could ask you about Mr. Hammer. Yes? On the day of the murder, he went to Studio 2. Huh? I thought he went to Studio 1. He stole the Steel Samurai costume, too. What? Why would Mr. Hammer do something like that? Oh. I guess the rumor must be true, then. The rumor? Yeah. Ms. Vasquez, that producer, had some kind of hold on Hammer. She had some dirt on him. He'd do anything she said, apparently. Some dirt? What dirt? Dirt. You know, bad stuff. I know what dirt means. About 5 years ago, they were filming a movie starring Mr. Hammer. They were using the new studio, Studio 2. Some sort of accident happened during filming. After that, they never used Studio 2 again. They left the film set the way it was, too. Film set? Was that trailer part of the film set, then? Oh, that is very interesting. I was wondering, it's like, why have a Studio 2 if they said, like, oh yeah, we never use it? It's like, then why did you make it? What do you mean, the last Steel Samurai? I know it's a shock, but nothing can be done to save it now. Whoever really did kill Mr. Hammer also signed the Steel Samurai's death warrant. No! No! Also, I heard that Global Studios is going to change its programming. They're not going to make kids shows anymore. What? Why? I don't know. It's sad, but that's what Global Studios decided. Okay. A drastic change in direction for the studio. Having dirt on Hammer. This is looking more and more likely that Vasquez is the actual perpetrator, and definitely seeing motives behind this. Why aren't they going to make kid shows anymore? The studio bigwigs don't want the Steel Samurai around anymore. They want to forget all this ever happened. They want it quiet, you understand? How could they just do that? What about all the kids who love the Steel Samurai? It's okay, I'm sure the kids will be fine. We'll find a new hero to follow. No, that can't be true! If the program just ends, they'll be heartbroken for sure! Nick, say something! Yeah. I think evidence rather than words is called for here. Here, take a look at this. Path to Glory? And this is... A fan collected all of these photographs. The kids love the Steel Samurai. The show shouldn't be canceled just for some adults can save face. I would think you would understand that better than anyone. You're right. Okay, but what can I do? Well, for starters, you can tell me something. Tell me what it is that Global Studios is so intent on hiding. Tell me about this accident 5 years ago. Okay. There we go. So you probably wouldn't have told us about this then. Could you tell us what happened 5 years ago? Well, I can tell you what I've heard. Apparently, 5 years ago, someone died, and it was Hammer's fault. Someone died? It was an accident, of course. Anyway, the producer, Miss Vasquez, managed to hush it up. And that's the dirt she had on Hammer. And that's why Mr. Hammer would do anything Miss Vasquez asked him to do. But it was an accident, right? Why didn't they just make it public? Well, you know Mr. Hammer was a big star back then. They were afraid about what would happen to his career if word got out. I see. You know who knows more about this? Miss Oldbag. She was here at the studios back then, you know. Thanks, we'll try asking her. If she'll talk. Yeah, good luck about that. Alright, so the employee area. Oh, okay. I was worried. It's like, did Gumshoe leave? Apparently not. What, you're still slinking around? If you like the place so much, why don't you take over for me? You know, Windbag doesn't look so good. Everyone's doing their darndest to forget Hammer. Who did they think made Global Studios what it is today? Hammer! It's all due to Hammer. He's starting to froth at the mouth, Nick. Maybe we should keep a safe distance. Well, we gotta know. I wanted to ask you about 5 years ago. Oh boy. Who told? Who did you hear that from? Uh-huh. Nichols! Nichols? Nichols, Nick. Penny Nichols, that assistant we talked to? Oh, right. Anyway, we heard about the accident. It was during filming with Jack Hammer. He killed a man, didn't he? Whippersnappers! Treading up dirt on someone's past like that and they're recently departed, no less. I suppose you think this is all fun. No. No. I'm just doing my job to protect Mr. Powers. And you claim that Hammer stole Powers' costume. You expect me to leave that rubbish? Or do you have some kind of proof? Proof that Hammer stole Powers' costume? Yeah. I'm sorry, Miss Oldbag, but I do have proof. I can prove that Mr. Hammer stole Mr. Powers' costume. So that'd be the sleeping pills. Here's my proof. What? What's a little empty bottle supposed to prove? It's a bottle of sleeping pills with Mr. Hammer's fingerprints on it. What does that prove? I'm sure old Hammer had some sleepless nights. Where's your proof that he used those pills on Powers? Mr. Powers ate a T-bone steak for lunch, correct? Well, yes, so? This is the plate that he used to eat that steak. There are traces of sleeping pill powder on the plate. I see. Poor Hammer. You did wrong, Hammer. Rest your soul. Miss Oldbag? Okay, you win. I'll talk. I'm tired, see? Tired of holding it all in. Miss Oldbag, you're right. 5 years ago, there was an accident. A fatal accident. What's worse, a paparazzi took a photo of it. That photo, well, it caused quite a stir. And guess who made it all better? Vasquez. She has ties to the mafia. She silenced that paparazzi. That was the beginning. After that, she became a force to be reckoned with here at the studio. I see. But you have to understand, poor old Hammer never meant any harm to anyone. Miss Oldbag. Hold on a minute. Poor old Miss Oldbag. Here, take this. Photograph? Wait a second. This is the picture. Is this the trailer in Studio 2? Hammer was supposed to fight with a bad guy on the top of those stairs, see? He pushed the other actor, and the man fell onto the flower box fence. But how did you get this? It was a long time ago. I don't feel much like talking about it. I understand. We did see that examine that those spikes were sharp. Guess that was some foreshadowing there. Okay, so we have the dirt. And Miss Vasquez had apparently ties to the mafia. Okay, so yeah, this is very much going into the area that it was D. Vasquez that did this. I'm starting to see motives as well. Think back, Nick, to the day of the murder. Mr. Hammer put on the Steel Samurai costume. Then he left from here to go to Studio 2? Right. But why? I wonder if someone called him. Like the director or the producer? If he was called there, then I'm wondering... See, now I'm kind of wondering. If he was called, then it wouldn't have been Hammer that would have been called. It would have been Powers. But if he went to just confront them on his own... There's still a bit that's not really clear. We'll see. We can get some more answers. Hey, Nick. It's Miss Vasquez. Hello? 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 Maya, you should at least try to be polite. I'm watching the clouds. That's all she had to say, apparently. Okay. I guess we can talk to her about a few things. Excuse me, Mr. Hammer came here on the day of the murder, and, shh. Huh? Perhaps you didn't hear me. I'm watching the clouds. I am not interested in talking to you. Do something, Nick. She's really ticking me off. Oh, dear. Oh, I'm not sure if anything else will really provide any sort of benefit, but we can try. Mr. Powers wasn't the killer. You don't have to cancel the Steel Samurai. I think I'm tired of the Steel Samurai. You did it! Nick, she did it! She's the killer! My fey blood speaks to me! I know it! I know it! Ah, dear. Alright, what about the director? I was wondering if you could tell me about Mr. Manella? If you must talk about that man, perhaps you could talk about it in the trailer? By yourselves? Oh dear. Okay, well, not really super helpful. What about the trailer itself? Wasn't the assistant cleaning up yesterday? Funny, it still seems pretty messy in here. I guess she was still on a high from getting that rare card she needed. Huh. So, is there anything we can examine? Where they had that meeting, documents and paper cups. We already examined all of these. What about this? Looks like they're designing a set to use for the Steel Samurai. We've got some figures, how much a set costs. Doesn't look like there's anything here. Glass is frosted. As far into October, dimming daylight makes it feel like winter's coming. I mean, we've already got these. Yeah, we already have all of these. Trash can? Nothing in here that could be a clue. Just some paper cups and crumpled documents. Alright. So where do I go from here? Do I confront Miss Vasquez about this? She's not even looking. Where? What? Where did you get that? Well... Old bag. Old? She means the security lady, Miss Oldbag, Nick. Right. Anyway, Miss Vasquez, you hid this incident from the press, didn't you? And you used it to control Mr. Hammer. The wind. Huh? It's gotten stronger, don't you think? The wind. Your conversation interests me. Let's talk about it more. Inside the trailer. Nick, she went inside the trailer. Well, I guess we got somewhere. Huh. You came. Well then, what was that you were talking about? Why is she so eager to talk all of a sudden? Miss Vasquez, you were using that accident. You were blackmailing Mr. Hammer so you could control him, weren't you? That's why he was doing kid shows for petty change. Huh. So I'm a blackmailer now? Well, that's what it was, wasn't it? I mean, sure, it was an accident, but you used it to drag Mr. Hammer down from his rightful place as a star. Oh? I haven't pulled anyone down from anywhere. Mr. Hammer's career went sour of its own accord. But, you were the cause! You pressured him! And to think it was just an accident. Excuse me? What is this all about? You keep saying accident, accident. How are you so sure? What do you mean? Must I spell everything out for you? Think. What would it be if it wasn't an accident? No. No way! You mean Mr. Hammer did it on purpose? That is what I mean. Where's your proof? Can you prove it? Huh. Just think. Would he have let me run his life for 5 years over a mere accident? And I ran him hard, believe you me. But the security lady said it was an accident. Oh, well, she was a big fan of hammers, you see. She jumped on the reporter who brought that photo into the studio. She wrenched it out of his hands, she did. Gave him a few bruises, too. So that's why she had the photo. She's an old fool. Of course, all the reporter would need is the negatives. He could have made a copy. But he didn't. The only copy of that photo is the one you hold. Give it to me, now. What? This is valuable evidence! Boys! Oh my. Who are they? Professionals. They're good at erasing various things. What do you think? Would you like to be erased? What? The trial ends tomorrow. How unfortunate. It's a shame you'll have to miss it. Tell me why. Why do you want this photograph so badly? This is Mr. Hammer's dirt, no? Why would D. Vasquez care about it at all? I'm sure you'll have plenty of time to think about that where you're going. So long, friends. Boys, erase away. No! Hold it right there! I heard everything, pal! D. Vasquez, you're coming down to the precinct with me, now! Huh. Not bad. Very well. It appears this contest will be decided tomorrow then, in court. I'll be looking forward to it. Hey! You okay, pal? Sorry I was a little late with my entrance. I don't get many chances to practice that sort of thing. Detective Gumshoe! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you! I was really scared. Huh? Don't mention it, pal. Just doing my job. Detective Gumshoe? Sorry, it's just... I've wanted to say that line ever since I became a detective. Okay, I've got one more job to do today. I'm sure we'll run into each other again soon. Well, Nick, looks like we're getting close to the bottom of this. And who's at the bottom? D. Vasquez. Okay, the plot definitely thickens. Interesting that she pulled mafia strings. She just happens to have bodyguards and just cleaners with her at all times, apparently. But whatever, thanks to Gumshoe, we're not dead. Yay! Well, that'll do it for us here. So, next time on Let's Play, Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. Our investigation has reached its conclusion, and we are at the climax of this trial. It is the final day, and one way or another, this case gets decided. Will the truth come out, or will Will Powers be framed for murder? Until next time, everyone, take care.